Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. We're here talking with Rick Fairless at Strokers Dallas, and we're in Dallas, Texas, and you're joining Rick in his office. Rick, glad to see you again.
You too.
I know that you've been in this business a long time, and we just want to cover some things with some people because we get all these questions, and people want to know a little bit more about Rick.
What people?
What people? All the people who love you, that they see you at all these shows. They don't get to talk.
My sister and my mother.
Yeah, well, those two have inquired. Your mom would what she wanted to know was we can't do that on camera.
Yeah.
So, and Susan had questions, but we're not going to go there either. But tell us just a little bit about the background, because these people that go to these shows, they see your bikes, they see you, they never get to talk to you, and and then they. God, I wish I could talk to Rick Fairless and find out a little bit more about him personally. Tell us what brought you into all this, and what made you come to this point in your life and to be such the icon that you are across the country.
I don't know about the icon part, but I worked for the Glidden Paint Company for 20 years, and I decided to retire after 20 and open my own motorcycle shop, and I just was never happy with where I was. I always was like the big fat guy in the buffet line. I always wanted more on my plate, and problem is sometimes I get more on my plate than I can do. Now's one of those times, it's just you get something accomplished and you grow and you go to the next level, and you think you can do something, and then you do your best to make it happen.
Well, you've got a tremendous work ethic. You kind of hang out here every now and then. You're at the shop occasionally, I hear. Mm-hmm. I know a lot better than that. You're here, you open this place up, and you close it up.
I call it turning the key both ways.
Turning the key both ways.
Yep, I turn it coming in and turn it going out.
And you're always here.
Unless I'm at a motorcycle rally somewhere.
But then you're working still.
Yeah.
We see you at the shows all over. We just saw you down at the Lone Star rally. And a lot of people think that these rallies are a lot of fun. But for guys like you, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
You got to get everything prepped.
Sometimes it gets to you, I mean, some people think I look older than my 35 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, that could be. Yeah, you might be pushing late 30s.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how that works. So.
But it's all good, if you love what you do, you just do the best that you can and say your prayers at night and go on. That's all you can do.
But you really do, though, all joking aside, you really do stay here. I mean, you haven't had a day off, and I've known you 8 years, and you haven't had a day off in that time I've known you.
No, I don't take days off.
So, you're always here. And that shows a tremendous work ethic, and you're passing that along to your daughter, who's going to inherit this insane asylum with all this beautiful array.
So she hopes.
She hopes.
I may just sell it. I'm willing to take a Roger Staubach rookie card and a 6-pack of Dr. Pepper for it.
Okay, we'll pass that along. It's always interesting to talk with individuals like you. Across the country, from Miami to LA. We've had the privilege of talking to some wonderful people. Many of them you're good friends in the business. But you have something that you do every day. I mean, it's almost like a religious ritual. And it's important to you. And it happens, and it doesn't make a difference if the Pope is in town. What happens between 11 and 12 o'clock around here for you?
I take my wife to lunch every day at 11 o'clock. That's Monday through Friday. She works Monday through Friday, so every Monday through Friday we eat lunch from 11 to 12. Sometimes we go home and eat lunch, sometimes we eat at a restaurant, but it's just been a ritual all these years, and we still do it every day. On Saturdays and Sundays I usually eat lunch right here at my office, or actually most of the time I don't eat lunch on Saturdays and Sundays. I just keep working.
Why do you do that? You run a huge business here, and things are happening here all the time. Why do you take an hour out of your day for that?
Oh, I think just because it gets me out of here for an hour, and it gets me with my wife, and you know, that's important to me, and it's important to her. And you know, sometimes it's sometimes I think I have better things to do, but at the end of the day, I don't have anything better to do than to spend 1 hour a day with my wife like that, you know, because by the time I get home, it's late. And that routine is exactly the same as all my other routines. I walk in the door at 7:30, and she has supper on the table. I eat supper, we do the dishes. By 8 o'clock, she's in bed, and I sit there and pet the dog and watch TV till about 9, and then I'm in bed. And then I get up at 3:15 every morning, and it doesn't matter if it's Tuesday or Saturday or Sunday or whatever day it is. 3:15 I get up, I go to the gym, I work out, I come straight to work, and then all's the same.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot of fun. You've got a routine.
Who said fun was anywhere in there?
Well,
you
find a job that you like, you never have to work a day in your life.
It ain't fun, though. Fun's not the word.
You really do work hard, and as the owner of as a destination,
right?
There are individuals who own motorcycle dealerships. They don't put in near the time that you do, nor the commitment, nor are their staff as dedicated as your folks are here.
They're probably smarter than me. They probably have things figured out better than I do, would be my guess. I'm trying, but it's the only way I know how to do it.
Well, apparently you're succeeding quite well, because you're known everywhere. We can be in Miami or LA or on the eastern seaboard somewhere, and there's somebody with one of your shirts on.
Well, that's a good thing.
And you know as well as I do, those shirts don't blend in a crowd.
No.
Whether you're in San Francisco or Miami, those shirts don't blend in. So you know exactly where that person's been. And when you ask them, I guess you've been to Strokers in Dallas. They display that thing like they're displaying, you know, a blessing from the Pope. I've been to Strokers Dallas, you know. This place is a destination for people.
We're lucky enough to have built a good reputation, and we get people in here every day from all over the country, and we even get people in here from all over the world, you know, and it's always humbling to me that, you know, somebody came from Pittsburgh or Florida or whatever, and you know, and I always say, what brings you to Dallas? We came to see you. We came to see Strokers.
That's it.
You know, and that's always very humbling.
Well, people do that because they have a lot of respect for you, the Strokers name, and what you've done, not only in television and radio, but the bikes that you've built, the Janus bike, all those, the Beatles bikes. Those are legendary bikes, and people look at those, and you know, working for Glidden, the paint company, for 20 years, you know, they say, well, undoubtedly he just spilled a bunch of paint on the bike or something. Those are bikes just didn't come about. You spent multiple hours on those bikes individually.
Yeah, it's a process. You know, I mean, you can't do the same thing over and over again, so you try to reinvent yourself and to reinvent a bike, but still keep your style, you know, so we just try to, you know, do, I mean, if a customer wants a solid black bike, we do whatever the customer wants. When you see the wild, crazy stuff, that's either on one of my personal bikes, or a customer has allowed me to take my vision on their bike.
Talking about the liberty that you have in creating and your creative abilities, you're starting a whole new product line of things. Tell us a little bit about that.
I started a company about a year ago called Rick Fairless Custom Parts, and we are designing and producing parts for Victory and Harley Davidson motorcycles. So far this first year we have mainly been concentrating on the Victories. And it's going good, and we're making some headway, and we're gonna get some of the parts in some of the bigger catalogs, and we're just gonna continue to try to come up with innovative new parts.
Give us a sneak peek. What are some of the parts you're working on, or that you already have out?
Well, some of the stuff we already have out is like a brake reservoir for the cross country and the crossroads, which are Victories. That's the most popular model. That it's a chrome finned piece instead of the little plastic piece with the plastic lid on it. You know, we're making some really cool exhaust tips.
Right.
That go on the stock exhaust system. The Victories have cam-bolt tensioner covers, cam-bolt tensioner adjusters on the side of each cylinder. We make a cool cover that blends in with the cylinder. We're making some crossover heat shields for the exhaust. It's just a bunch of parts that mostly of which can be installed easily in your garage. And that's kind of what we're concentrating on. But people don't realize how much time it takes and how expensive it is. You know, for us to make a part, we have to come up with an idea first, then we have to design it, then we have to figure out if this is something that we think will sell, is this something that we think can easily be made, then we make a prototype and we test the bejeevers out of it. Then you always find something that you wish you would have done differently or redesign it, and then you get it to where you love it, and you send it to the machine shop, and they say, oh no, you can't do that, you got to make this, or that's way too. You go through all that process. Next thing you know, you're months, literally months and months down the road. Then you come up with the thing, and you know it's the parts cost you $40 to make, and you know to retail it. How you gonna make any money? You know, if it costs you $40, then you got to go chrome it or paint it or powder coat it or whatever. And it's just it's just part of that vicious cycle that life is. You know, you just figure out. We may work on something for months, and then come to the conclusion that ain't gonna work. Or it's a great product, we'll never sell them. It's too expensive to manufacture. Maybe that's why nobody makes this certain piece, because it's too expensive to make.
Well, another great inventor who experimented with a lot of things that didn't work, Thomas Edison. And that's kind of like you with motorcycle. You'll experiment with a lot of things till you really find the one that really will work, and the light bulb comes on.
The light bulb's always on, it just runs dim sometimes. My mom always said I was kind of a dimwit.
Now, how do people get the parts? If you got a Victory, you got a bike, and you want to find the parts, how do they find them?
The best way is if you got a Victory, you can go to my website, strokersdallas.com.
Okay.
On the home page, you'll see a section that says parts. Run your mouse over parts. There'll be a drop down, and it'll say RF Custom Vic Parts.
Okay.
Click on that, and it's got the parts. I'd say it's got all of our parts on it, but we're always adding new stuff, so it'll be the latest updated stuff will be on there. And we usually have 6 to 10 pictures of the part and what the part looks like installed, and in some cases a before and after shot of it.
Okay, go to Strokers Dallas, your home page.
Yeah.
Find the link that says parts, RF. I know that has a meaning. We want to go down there, but find that link and you'll find it right there.
You don't know what the RF stands for?
I think it's like a rat fink or something, isn't it?
No.
What is it? Like Rick Fairless?
Ah, look at you, Jimmy, boy. You caught right on that, didn't you? It's my initials.
I'm staring right at the sign. But everybody...
You don't get out much, do you?
No, I don't. I really don't.
You want to get out a little more.
Yeah, I try to. You know, the people behind the camera, they really keep me limited and restricted. So, and then you go to these shows and they stick you in these shows, and you got to deal with people like we just came from at the Lone Star. That was a lot of fun, though. Did you see Brett Michaels back there?
No, I talked to Jay Allen. You know Jay Allen, the MC, and he was telling me about that he brought Brett on stage and all that.
Yes, he did. Did a good job.
Yeah. No,
and they had the veterans introduced, try out.
Yeah, no, I heard it was really good, and I was at the show for 2 days. I didn't get there the first day, but I was there the final 2 days. It's good. It's always good out there.
Yeah, that was our first time.
Actually, I did a video on it. I do these videos called Rick Says, and they're like 2-minute videos, and sometimes I'll do 3 or 4 a week or once a week. But if you go to my website, gliddenpaint.com, you can click on, you'll see on my homepage, there's a deal that says latest updates. And that stuff will be there. I do a radio show called the Rick and Joe T. Dumbass Club.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a politically correct show. So if you are easily offended,
Don't listen.
Don't listen to it. If you are a white woman, don't listen to it. I don't like a white woman. I don't like anybody that does like a white woman. Don't listen to my show. But anybody else, I'd love to have you listen to it. And or also on there, it's got a YouTube clip that has all that internet-based TV, radio stuff that we do on there. What's it called? Video stuff on there.
Well, some of it's pretty entertaining.
Yes.
And you can follow a lot of what you do by just listening to some of your little short clips about your new security systems, customer appreciation days, special events, and there's just cool off-the-wall stuff that you do just sitting there by checking your website out.
Yeah, yeah. No, we actually won. We're a member of the top 100 dealers in the country, and a few years ago we won the best website in the industry. So yeah, it's a good website, and it's a comprehensive website, but it's fun too. Of course, you know, I got all this meaningful stuff on there, and the section of the website that gets the most hits are the bikini girls.
Of course.
All that stuff I put on there, and the bikini girls get the most hits.
Rick, you're talking to a bunch of bikers, for Christ's sakes. What do you expect? You got bikers, and you sell booze out here, and the other one is? Go figure.
Bikes, babes, and beer. We also added, by my stage out back, we're bringing live music 5 days a week. We added some stripper poles, because some people told me that at the rallies, you know, they like to, so we put some stripper poles, and it's just there, and some of the young girls that have the notion to get up there and jiggle around that pole, if they're so inclined, the poles are there.
You're very accommodating.
Thank you.
And we appreciate that. And the bikers who come, it's always an entertaining place to come and hang out.
Thank you.
You're open all the time, it seems like. And so check Rick Fairless Strokers Dallas. Check their website out. What you ought to do is just make it their homepage.
StrokersDallas.com.
Make it their homepage.
And I promise you, you could spend all day on the website. It's got a lot of stuff on it, but you know, it's enjoyable. It's an enjoyable website.
Enjoyable website. It's always enjoyable talking to you. Appreciate hanging out with you. Enjoyed hanging out with, you know, everybody. Lena's taking us on a tour of the facilities again. You're growing. I see you got a sponsorship now with Monster. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're going to have some great music and everything. Folks, make Strokers Dallas a destination.
Please.
Come hang out with Rick and the folks here at Strokers. And know you'll have a good time. Any parting words?
We also have a tattoo shop here.
Okay.
I mean, we're a motorcycle shop, a bar and grill, a tattoo parlor, and now my custom parts company. So, you know, we will service your bike. All of my techs are factory trained, Harley factory trained technicians, as well as Victory factory trained technicians. So we get a lot of, you know, people that are riding through or whatever, and they want to get an oil change or a tune-up or have some work done on their bike. We'll do it in the shop while you're drinking a beer and watching one of the big screen TVs, or listening to the music, or messing with the bikini girls. You know, it's just it's a cool deal. And we've got the tattoo studio. Was actually, I bought a concession trailer and I spent a lot of money fixing it up really nice. And it's out in the courtyard where everybody parks and hangs out. And it's you know, it's just a place where people can come and enjoy themselves. And I don't give a dang if you're riding a Harley or a Victory or a Honda, or you got a Ford Pinto out front. Makes no difference to me. Once you enter my compound, my empire, everybody's the same. Everybody is the same.
It's a neutral territory that everybody can come, hang out, and have a good time.
Yes, sir.
Rick, thanks for joining us, for taking the time out of your day. I know you got a lot to do. Thank you for your cooperation, your staff, and all your people. It's always great to see you, brother.
Thank you. Good to see you too. I'll see you down the road.
Hang in there.
Peace.
Peace.
Cool. You